in high school, what do you think your career might look like?
It's a very good question. I know in high school I had a book I had written down. So there's something I used to read every morning, which this will sound insane, but I had written down my goals on things I wanted to do when I'm out of uni. So I was like, by 22, I need to have this. I was thinking money is growing on trees. So I was just right at 22, I want this, at this. But then I remember I had either a news anchor, philanthropist, an actor, and in the notebook I also had Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and stuff.
Hello, welcome to this episode of Talks on Your Timeline. I'm your host, Celine Mirugi. This is where we talk to successful people and explore what kind of decisions help them get to that point. And today I'm joined by my friend, Miquel. Thank you for being here, Miquel.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you for, it's already been a long day for you. And so even making time to do this, I really appreciate. And I know you were just mentioning this year you want to be more on that side too.
Yeah. So this is a very interesting feeling.
Yeah, of course.
But I like it.
Yeah. And today, we have so much to cover. And I think a big part of it is the multiple identities that you hold. So actually take us back to your childhood and where it all started.
Having the multiple personalities?
No, sure. No, just your life. How was your childhood like? How did you grow up?
We were just talking about this today in the office.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting question. I went to boarding in class 5. And we were just talking about it. Like most of the people went to, I think, boarding a bit later. So for us, we were taught to be independent a bit earlier. And I don't know if it also kind of has an effect with how you look at the world. But anyway, my childhood was okay, really okay. One thing I am always grateful for is my parents being supportive in the things that I wanted to do. Of course, they told me I need to finish primary first, I need to finish high school. Then from there, it's like, what dreams do you want to chase? This is something you don't know, but I actually was a model.
Really?
Yeah, I was so serious. Yeah, I was a model.
What kind?
Just normal, commercial. I wanted to be part of some music videos or adverts. So there's one advert I did in 2013. I can't forget. That was my first check. It was 23rd November 2013. I think that was the first time. But anyway, yeah. So I think I've done so many things, tried so many things.
Yeah.
And learned from them as well.
I love it. And what were you naturally curious about growing up?
Film. Yeah, being in front of the camera has always been that thing. Like once it's on, just flows. Like, yeah, so that's something. That and tech. Yeah, a lot of tech. The movies I watched, I know they're fiction, but had a lot to play.
So you were always creative and analytical at the same time.
Correct. I didn't know it at the time, but then looking back, it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. And where did you go to study? How was it like?
The schools?
Yeah.
I was in St. Mary's.
Okay.
Then went to a school in Central called Effort Junior. Then that's now where I did my primary. Then high school was in St. Hannah's. Yeah, then Unistra.
So you understand the hustle of 844 actually, and the body life and
It's something. Right now it's CBC.
Yeah, we're just switching to CBC now.
Okay. But yeah. It's a very interesting time. What did you do?
I actually did the same thing too. I went to boarding school when I was in grade 5. Standard 5. Yeah,
class 5, please. Let's get it correct.
Standard 5.
It was class 5 back then.
Yeah, in class 5 I went to boarding school, and then eventually I went to Kabari Girls High School, so in Kerugoya. So I really do understand.
The Kerugoya bit.
Yeah, exactly. I understand just being in boarding school.
That,
yeah. And when you were in high school, what do you think your career might look like?
It's a very good question. I know in high school I had a book I had written down. So there's something I used to read every morning, which this will sound insane, but I had written down my goals on things I wanted to do when I'm out of uni. So I was like, by 22, I need to have this. I was thinking money is growing on trees. So I was just right at 22, I want this, at this. But then I remember I had either a news anchor, philanthropist, an actor, and in the notebook I also had Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and stuff. So I was like, maybe somewhere tech. But then I also, not necessarily wanted to be on news, like to do news and everything, but I wanted that public thingy where it's like a personality.
Like the media aspect. I mean, and you now ended up doing philanthropy. Actually, a little bit of everything of that, right?
Yeah.
Do you do philanthropy too nowadays?
I do. Yeah, but it's all public though, but I do. Every time I get the chance to, I do it.
And was product management ever on your radar back
I
then?
think I knew it when I was in Form 4.
Yeah.
That's when I knew it. And I remember writing it down in the same notebook. Actually, it's a gold notebook. I still have it till date. And I remember writing somewhere about product management. I didn't know what it was, but then I was like, maybe product management, something. Then I was like, okay, left it alone. Then again found product when I was in third year. There's a Safaricom guy who came to talk to us. I can't remember his name, but he really played like a big role because I did IT, so BBIT, so business and IT. I remember when coding all the time, he was like, if you want to code, it's okay if you want to code, but I think go into management, like, so it's easier to know. So it was like, start out your career coding, but then see how you can go into management. So of course, management, I always knew it's like the head of coding or, those things, but then I didn't know there's product management. Then again, it came up, I was like, that's interesting. So I don't have to code all the time. That's how I chose it.
And your very first exposure, was that through someone coming to school, like the typical career sessions?
Yeah, there's someone, the guy from SAF, he came to school. But it wasn't the normal career thing. It was, I think, one of the lecturers brought him. Yeah, so actually, shout out to that lecturer. That's a good thing he did.
Yeah. Okay, so you went ahead and studied business and IT, you mentioned.
Yeah.
And did you do any internships while you were still at Strathmore?
I did, but they weren't any related to tech.
Yeah.
Okay, no, not related to coding. Yeah, it was just like, we have there are two types of attachments where it's like community based, then the other one, industrial. So the industrial one, you'll be shocked. Guess where I did my internship? Which industry?
Film?
No. It's so different.
Film, not film. I don't know. Oil?
I wish. Be a tycoon right now, if
Maybe somewhere in Dubai.
soon. I did it in Boma Hotel.
Boma?
Yeah. I was an ICT officer there. Honey, looking at it, I've lived so many lives.
No, for real.
Yeah, but I did. I was an ICT officer at Boma Hotel. That's where I did my attachment, the industrial one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the IT of the hotels and everything.
And for anyone who may not be familiar with, attachment is what you do after the 4 years, right? Or is that the internship? Because I think it's very different here.
Oh, it's very different.
Yeah.
I did mine while still in school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I was still in school before graduating.
That is now?
Yes.
Okay, I see. And is that usually a required step?
It's required for us.
Okay, I see.
I don't know for other schools, but for Strath it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So you did that. You were in the IT department. You had earlier had the exposure to product management. So how did you eventually transition into being a PM, product manager, when you graduated?
There's something I like putting on my socials or like my TikTok mostly, or even telling my friends. It's what we call, I don't know, what's the English word? Kiherehere. What's the English word for kiherehere?
Guts. I have to say, is it guts?
No, guts sounds more like confidence though.
But
Kiherehere it's like, it's curiosity in a way. Like, let me go there and stuff.
Yeah.
So what happened is the internship I got was more about digital marketing than tech. But I was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to let go of this chance. Okay, I wanted to, because I was like, the pay. But then I was like, this is the opportunity that has come. I've waited for a couple of days and months without the job, like the internship. So I was like, this has come, let me take it. And luckily it was now in a fintech. So I was like, wait, I'll still be somewhere in tech, but then starting out as digital marketing. Then of course, like I have socials, like my social media and everything. So it was a bit easier to also now understand digital marketing because it's something I was doing at the time. So I think when what I'm saying here is I remember talking to the CEO and being like, I need to learn to be where you are. I was like, this seat. I was like, no. I mean, like, see a company, run a company and everything. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So a week or two went by. Then I was like, okay, so this is what you'll do. You need to learn the different departments and everything. I think the only department I didn't go to was accounting. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to that department, but everything else. So I was in marketing, started quality assurance because I was like, so who's going to test the systems that you're building and everything? Did a bit of UI UX again because you are building the payment platform we were building. We're like, okay, how do we design this? So just having wireframes and everything. From that, then went into product. So I was doing product and still, so product management and still product marketing. So at the time, so I was like, I need to handle both. Let me see how that goes. The fintech didn't have those departments, so it was like me starting them. But then I remember now they brought a chief product officer. So again, I was like, yeah, this guy knows it because he was from Safe Border at the time. So he was like, wait, this guy has been in product, so let me go under his wing. And I remember him asking me, you want to be in product? I was like, yeah. Then he said, you're going to see how product life is. And currently I'm seeing it. But yeah, that's how I got into product.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was like, did product together with marketing. Then an opportunity came by, going now fully into finance, still in payments, then got into product.
And for that first role with your internship,
Yeah.
was that through Strathmore? Do they help you source for that?
They do help, but that's
Yeah.
what I just got it independently. Yeah. Yeah.
Luck. What was the yeah, and I was going to ask, what's the process
It
like?
was luck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it that you
Being at the
had-
right place
Okay.
at the right time
Yeah.
and just having the right attitude.
Okay.
That was it. Like a link was sent to the group. My mom is in that group. She was like, I've seen this. Apply. I was like, okay, got it.
No way. Like that's just how your
That's
career.
just how it's happened.
It's just happened.
So it wasn't like a call, this and this. Mind you, they're in the same group, but then they don't know each other like that.
Yeah.
Because there was a group about, how ladies will start groups like in estates and be like, yeah, I'm selling this. So it's like supporting and stuff. So they just sent it. She forwarded it to me. She was like, I think you should just apply because it's an internship. That's how I got it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, it's luck. I want to say it's luck. And good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did that for how long do internships last? That's going to be 1 year?
So I did the internship for about 6 or 8 months.
I see.
Yeah, then I actually got fully absorbed.
Oh, and for 6 and 8 or to 8 months, that's when you're doing all these rotations. Like you're trying out digital marketing.
I did the rotations after about 5 months.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because I think it was 3 months, then again they renewed it. So before it was ending, that period, I was like, no, let me learn. Just got into the different spaces.
Do you think that influenced the kind of product manager that you are today?
It did.
Just having experience across different facets.
It did, yeah, because you understand there's a legal aspect to things. Of course, legal is so slow, but there's a legal aspect to things. You understand there's an operational side of things. You understand now there's a marketing side of things. So, you can always build the product, but then there's how marketing has to push it out there.
Of course.
So they have to also understand that, okay, what's this you've built and then again, you have developers. Developers will know what to build and how to build it. They might not know how to communicate. So it's like, wait, I've also built something, so I just learn how to communicate. So I think moving around the departments, that really helps a lot.
Yeah, I love that. And for product management, actually for anyone who may not be aware, because we've talked about product management for the past few minutes now, who is a product manager and what do you do really?
I saw a meme that says product managers like saying they're the CEOs of the products.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's true?
I think so. I think, yeah, I do think so. We are a mini. I'll not call ourselves a full blown CEO, but I will definitely say we are mini CEOs because you do own a product and you are in charge of moving that product forward. If anything, your question is always what's next. That's
What's next?
Yeah, that's what you're always asking.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think that's what a product manager is actually.
Right. I was the interviewer.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I see you're already used to being on this.
Yeah. So it's like it's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what I look at product management is it's literally what you've just said.
Yeah.
There's a product, it's built, whether you've built it or you found it, and you need to move it forward. But now it depends with how you're moving it forward. There's moving it forward in terms of customers. There's moving it forward in terms of the business itself, the users. So, of course, sometimes you can be a product manager of a product that has internal users that's within the company, or the external users, so retail, so customers out there using like a mobile app, whatever means they're using. There's that. Then again, key thing that now I've seen as well, now being fully in finance, is product management is about the P&L. You get like, you need to make money. So you need to, what's the profit, the revenue and everything. So that's also a very big aspect to it. But yeah, I also like saying the CEO of a product. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. And what does it look like in practice? So, and not the theory aspect, right? Like, what would that day to day look like for you?
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I know that.
Yeah. For anyone watching this, like product management is actually crazy. I think we know how to like tailor it in a way that it looks so composed and so free, but I think mentally it's quite something. I enjoy it. And why I enjoy it is because what I did this week on Monday is not what I'm going to do next week on Monday. There's that aspect. It's changing. So it's never like every day open Excel, drag this, like you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love. Another thing that I low-key love as well is just the aspect of interacting with different people. Now I'm in a big organization at the moment. So of course, you now have bigger teams. Operation side, compliance side, legal side, marketing side. You have the finance side as well. So there's everything that you're doing. You can outsource developers sometimes or maybe in-house. But for us, you have them outsourced. So they're not necessarily internal. But yeah, still working with them. I like that. Gets me to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
And also just my personality, just like talking to people, learning about them and stuff.
Yeah. And how did you choose the finance side, going into PM in finance versus tech? Because you did say you had an interest in both.
Yeah.
Had you ever explored the tech side of things?
I wanted to,
Yeah.
but then the opportunities didn't come. And and they say like when something comes, just grab it.
Yes.
Of course, don't be desperate, but like look at your options and take it. So for most that came was still in the financial tech space. And I was like, wait, I'll still take this. So take it and move. So that's how I've been there for like, it's going to 7 years now, I think.
I mean,
or maybe 8.
Yeah. Which is amazing. You've literally built your career to a lead product manager, and we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Like, and I think we should actually talk about it. Corporate, actually, let's start there. Life in corporate by itself, it's a lot that you've got to figure out, right? So let's talk even about you going from intern all the way to lead product manager. And actually, maybe I should give some context on how much it takes to get to a lead product manager, because at least for us, we start with, you start with that as an intern, you go to the associate product manager, and then you go to the product manager, you have to go senior, and then that's when you get to lead. Like at lead, you're very high up in your career, right?
Yeah. So I don't know how to answer that question. Like how you got from there to there?
Yeah, like
I think it's just
like the career progression and being in corporate. How do you progress in your career so quick? Like, are there things that you have learned along the way? Are there maybe frameworks you applied? How do you go up that fast? And I think the reason why I asked that is because we've seen situations where people are like, I've been wanting this promotion for 4 years and I'm still in corporate and I haven't had, my promotion yet, right? So how really do you approach corporate to ensure that you're always, getting promoted beyond your work? Because corporate is so much more beyond like the work that you do, right?
Yeah. I think I'd say effort. Of course, I'll expound on them, but effort, luck, which is on my end, is favor from God as well, and so from people, and just the initiative. I'd say those are the three things. Like, imagine I was that intern and I was like, okay, I'm just here to do digital marketing. And I've probably still been marketing, right? Because I wouldn't be curious to explore other fields. But just that curiosity, then one door opens another, one door opens another, one door opens another. So that's how then the opportunities also come. The one thing I was even telling my friends, and they actually, the people who brought it up, it was these opportunities haven't been because of a phone call. And I think that's something I'm proud of, that it wasn't, yo, I know X and X. Like, of course, I'm very connected and know different people. But then the opportunities so far that have come has just been like luck and initiative and effort. That's how I'd say I've grown it. Of course, it can't be. Sometimes I look at people and I'm like, wait, this one has a better journey than me. Then I look at other people and I'm like, okay, wait, this one is still on the normal journey. So, but nonetheless, you still appreciate all journeys and you do what you can.
Yeah. So just
the
putting your work out there and visibility.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
visibility
that actually helps a lot
well.
because that's how I've also been invited for a lot of product management conferences, for a lot of tech conferences, because I've been a moderator in some, I've been a speaker in some. So you look at it, you're like, wait, like someone just saw your LinkedIn, you put this, and they're like, okay, this one seems they have something they're saying. Then again, put on something, they're like, wait a minute, then yeah. So
Yeah. Ah, that's so cool. So just trying both offline and online ways of putting yourself out there.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ah, cool. And actually, I think as a product manager, we tend to start thinking, because with PMing, you start thinking in systems, right? Like, and you start seeing connections and patterns. So has that influenced how you even approach your day to day and how you make decisions? Because we do make a lot of decisions as product managers. So have you seen that seep into?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen, especially when someone is telling me of a business idea.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to start this. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
have you thought of this?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking if you move this, then this will move. So I've seen it actually apply in my real life. When advising people, also just in my own life, and I'm doing something, I'm like, wait, okay, I think let's start with this. Like a process. You know, you can't have an idea today and launch it tomorrow. There's always a process with it. Like have internal stakeholders, talk about it, do some bit of research with people, like, will this work? Then again, go for testing, then, launch, however you launch it, etc. So yeah, I kind of see it in my life. Yeah, in my day to day, it happens.
Yeah. I was just even thinking about it. Sometimes I'm using an app, and especially, I don't want to mention it, but WhatsApp.
I also do want to mention them.
Yeah, but sometimes on WhatsApp, I'm like, why did this product manager do it like this, Or sometimes, like, I remember yesterday I was trying to, like, add someone, message someone on WhatsApp. But I cannot just type their number. Like, I have to save them. And I'm like, product managers at WhatsApp, please, like, we customers.
So you hardly seen, I also don't like it. I'm like, can I just put the number? Because you want to save. Because if it's like a once or twice conversation, why are you saving the number?
I don't want to save the number. Like, if I have a delivery coming up, I just want to text, So it's so funny. Or sometimes.
No question. There's something you said. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
You said, like, why did the product manager think this way? Do you think sometimes the product managers have much say, or it's management?
No, sometimes I think, yes, I do see that. I definitely cannot not agree with that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's very top down. Very top
Most
down.
times.
Yes.
Most times.
But sometimes I also feel like it's just not being customer centric. Like, talk to your customers, I think if you do talk to your customers, then you'll know that we, as a people, want you to add this feature.
Real, yeah. But most times it's top down.
Yeah,
It's literally top down.
Yeah.
There may be a lot of crisis. Like, your competitor launches something.
Right.
Why don't you have this? Then again, now you put all your projects on hold. There's like, now we have to launch this. So most times I've seen that happen. Actually, most times, if I'm honest, above 50%, I've seen that happen. It's really top down. Yeah.
I can see that. And the constant change in priorities too, right? Like, I mean, we were just working on this thing. Now we have AI. And then, it's already takes so long to get approvals from everyone. But now we all want to do AI. So yeah, I can definitely, I think as a product manager, you're always putting out fires. So I can definitely.
Professional firefighter. Every day.
Absolutely.
Every day there's always something.
Yeah.
And when the product is doing well, no one mentions your name.
That's what I was saying.
No one mentions your name.
It's
Like
always when things go wrong.
when things go wrong, who's handling that product? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. So if you want to be always getting the, the negative aspects of the products, be a product manager. But it's
Yeah.
fun, I guess. We do
It's
grow a
fun.
lot.
Yeah, we do grow a lot.
Yeah.
You see life in a
Yeah.
different perspective,
I
like
agree.
much broader, I think. And one thing I also love about being in product is, I know we make the joke of being the CEO of the product, but ideally I feel like we can make really good CEOs.
I agree.
Because you understand everything.
Yeah.
You get like all aspects of the product, all aspects of the company, because you understand that it's not just this one thing. You know how maybe someone can just focus on, no, we need to market, you need to market. But then are you marketing a superior product or you're just marketing?
Yeah.
You could be good at marketing, but maybe your product is not superior.
Yeah.
Again, like people who code, they're like, yeah, we just need to code, then sell, go for customers, but then they don't know how to sell. So I feel like being in product, it's like, they say you're not the boss of anyone.
But you kind of are.
You get, it's like, yeah, it's like, you're not anyone's boss, so you shouldn't also move that way, like, yeah, I'm the one who says it, you see. But then again, it's like you bring people together.
I agree.
You know, the different people that speaking different languages. Finance is just talking about revenue. Developer is like, no, there's this feature, it's really cool. So how do you make the developer understand finance?
I agree. And you're always working with different personalities. So you kind of have to learn how to delegate. And I imagine even for you as you go higher to all the way to lead, you had to learn how to delegate so much, right? Due to the scale of even the products that you're handling.
Yeah.
And the projects, yeah. Okay, speaking of mini CEOs, let's get into your entrepreneurial journey, which has been pretty amazing. It's just yet another part of your identity, right? So how did entrepreneurship come along for you?
Ever since I was born, I wanted to be a CEO.
Really?
Really.
It makes sense when you're a product manager.
Yeah, like ever since I was a kid, I've always been like, I want to be a CEO. Then also at the time, I used to see what companies, Mumias on TV, like Mumias Sugar, Kenya Airways. So I was like, who was the CEO at Kenya Airways at the time? Titus Naikuni, I think. I was like, that's what I want to do. You know, like that's how I want to move and stuff. So I think it's something that has always been in me.
Yeah.
But then also now as I continue to grow up, I now started like businesses. In school, I used to sell things.
What things?
Not illegal things, just to put it out there.
Okay.
Nothing illegal.
Yeah.
But, just maybe someone's snacks have run out. So I'm like, do I really need to have mine? Or maybe I can make something here, then I go buy shoes. So that's again how I started.
I see.
So I was like, yeah, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So I've been really keen also on business. Yeah.
And did you have any role models as you got into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, my folks. I don't think my folks haven't tried anything.
Really?
They've tried a lot. Like, do this. They're like, okay, this has worked, so they stick with it.
Yes.
Start something else. They're like, okay, this doesn't work. Let's move to the next thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, my folks have also played a very big role in that, especially my mom. She's quite entrepreneurial. Yeah. So I think I got it also from there.
Yeah, so you learned pretty quick that you need to iterate.
Yeah, like just,
change.
yeah, it's like this thing is okay. You have this thing and it's running.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, there's no problem adding something else if it'll add to the main pot. So
And how did you decide what business you wanted to get into? What kind of problems do you usually try to solve as an entrepreneur?
at first, if I'm honest,
Yeah.
was mostly I was just looking for money. I'll just say the truth. Yeah, I was just looking for money. But as I continue, like, growing up and everything, I'm looking at more impact. So how can my business or my businesses do something that will also help other people? You get, like, not just me. Okay, even for an example, content creation. It is a business, right?
Absolutely.
So there's an aspect of me, creating the lifestyle content and everything, which I'll do on Instagram. But then on TikTok, it's like, wait, I don't think I need lifestyle here. Let me talk to people. Let me have an impact to their lives and everything. Of course, it will grow the numbers. Then again, brands will be like, yo, we're seeing you're doing this. You can put it. So it'll earn, but then at the same time, it's also having impact. So I try to balance both. But right now, I think 2026 moving forward, I really want to go on the impact side.
And
I feel like if you chase revenue, it's okay. It'll come. But then if you chase impact, then you positively impact people's lives, then the revenue will also come.
Right.
You get like,
because you're solving a problem for them, a pain
yeah,
point
yes.
per se.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of impacts do you want to leave out there? I know you talked about maybe talking to people, so
Yeah.
I imagine there's some mentorship aspect.
So not really
Yeah.
mentorship.
Yeah.
Let me put it like wellness. So productivity.
Yeah.
Of course, I do realize that it's a blessing as well in my life to have the type of mindset that I have at an earlier, like younger age. So I'm like, there are some people who don't have access to this. Because, you know, for me, the wisdom or whatever the talks I'm always giving are the things I've been told since I've been a kid by my parents. It's like, okay, yeah, you want to do this, but you can't do everything at the same time. Have to do one by one. There are people who've not had those talks like in their households, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I've had that. And I'm like, wait, I can share that with people. And it really helps, you know? So most of the content is about wellness, personal development, because I also read a lot of books.
Yeah.
And yeah. So that's the type of impact I'm trying to bring, more about just personal development and wellness. Like, as much as you're chasing all these big things, trying to get all these big titles and stuff, like, make sure you're also okay mentally and emotionally, I guess.
Yeah, I really love that. I love the recent focus on wellness, and especially men wellness, right?
Yeah.
We've not seen a lot of that. But over the last few years, I think
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming up. It's coming up. But also for events, when I'm going to like wellness events,
Yeah.
I find a lot of ladies.
men, yeah.
And I don't know the reason as to why guys are like, okay, I think I know one reason because someone told me, they're like, okay, so I have this amount of money. So do I pay and go there to listen, or I can actually just do something with this money? So that's how guys.
Like an entrepreneurial.
That's how guys like rationalize it. Kind of makes sense, but also at the same time doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's from an offline. How about online? Do you find a lot of men consuming your wellness content?
Interestingly, since end of last year, yes.
Oh, I love that.
So like the comments would be a lot of ladies and stuff, but not even, I'm seeing like guys being like, oh, this helped me, bro. There's this. Have you also thought about this? So you're also now giving their own perspectives, and like, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you're creating a safe space for men, particularly, but also just for everyone.
Just for everyone. Yeah. I feel like anytime you want to do anything about men alone, there's just some level of hate that I think comes your direction. I don't know why.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I've
from
seen
social media.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Like people just focus on guys alone. It's like their audience is. I don't know what happens, but yeah.
Across platforms too.
Yeah. Okay. Mostly I consume TikTok and Insta.
Yeah.
X. No, I don't like X.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't like X. Yeah.
Yeah. And is there something that entrepreneurship gives you that, say, your corporate role doesn't, and vice versa? Like when you think about both of those identities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the aspect of try again.
Okay. Oh, with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I want to start this thing. You've started it. Maybe it hasn't worked out, but then your mind is like, okay, let me try it again.
Yeah.
Then we'll go at it at a different angle, right? So you again now implement this again at work. You tried this and you're like, it didn't work, and you want to give up. You're like, okay, wait, we can try again.
Yeah.
You get? So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so I think it's gone into each aspect of life, like
So it keeps your mind sharp in that way, like you're constantly growing and remaining
improving. What can you do? Yeah.
How about your corporate life versus entrepreneurship? Is there something you get particularly from corporate?
Understanding people. Yeah, you talk about like having different personalities at work
for sure.
and the team.
Yeah.
And I think now that way, those personalities you find there are the same personalities you'll find in business.
Yeah.
So some people are very difficult. But then now, since in corporate, you've been able to know how to like work with them a bit, maneuver, ends up the same way also on business. So you find the same people, but then you're like, okay, we still need to do business. So how do we go about it?
Yeah.
Then,
Is that something you usually have to think about as you try to scale your business? Like the people aspect, like now on the entrepreneurship side? Or
no,
not
people
really?
aspect not as much because the businesses I'm into don't have a lot of, what's it called? Like too many people.
Okay.
It's like just selected, but then again, now those selected people now go talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from where I stand, I'm not dealing with too many people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's mostly sole entrepreneurship.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay, not really,
Yeah.
but it has like different now operations.
I see.
Then now from there, just you're dealing with a very small team. Then from there now they deal with other people. So,
Yeah. And you talked about content creation, right? So, and that's also a very big part of your identity. I mean, you've got all these multiple identities that are working out for your favor, which is amazing, honestly. I even wonder how you balance. But, before we even talk about balance,
Before I got here,
Yeah.
my friend called me
Yeah.
and asked me the same
the
question.
same question. How do you balance it all?
I don't know.
Really?
I think sometimes I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just came from a meeting right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. It didn't go too well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how I balance it, if I'm honest. Sometimes I don't know how I balance it. I think because everything seems like work to me. So sometimes if I didn't have the social media aside, that life, I don't think I'd be having what's it called? A social life. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because you seem to have
Thinking about
close-knit
it.
friends.
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but then it's not like that big of a circle. Yeah, like I'll just count my close friends like on one hand. But being now in the social media space, you get to meet a lot of people. You're invited for different events, which again, you go meet a lot of people. So again, in that event, of course, you need to take content, shoot, post, and that's work. But you're working as you're socializing.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah. Does it
So
ever
kinda-
feel like work though?
No,
right?
yeah, no. Most times it doesn't.
Yeah.
Unless maybe it's like a really big event and you need to now, think about all these angles and everything, but doesn't really feel like work. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I actually do enjoy it because it's like creativity.
Okay. I
It's
love
me
that.
exercising like a creative bone. So I'm like, wait, how do I shoot this laptop? I'm like, let's put it here. Let's walk this side. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like with all these other aspects, whenever I have like too much pressure and I do content, I just feel like my pressure just go down.
I love it. So it's like
we
an
are just
escape
from exactly like
for you.
how my day was.
Yeah.
Then I've come here and I'm like, wait, you're doing content. I like
Yeah.
this. So it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
So in a typical day, you'd run me through a typical day. So you'd go to work, which is your corporate job.
Yes.
You'd probably leave work, maybe content or entrepreneurship. Like, do you have scheduled days?
No.
Yeah.
Not, right now we are full time in the office.
Okay.
I don't know why work from home doesn't work.
Yeah.
I-
Okay.
But yeah, so full time. So what I do is Monday to Friday it's work.
Yes.
Like fully in the office. I'm always in the office. Unless maybe I've taken a leave day or something.
Yeah.
Then in the evening, I can shoot content. Now it depends.
Nice. Yeah.
So sometimes I can have because I also have like a camera crew and everything that helped me that. Shout out to Sam. And now for that, if it's a big project and it's needed like immediately, we'll do it after work.
Yeah.
If it's not, I'll do it during the weekend. So weekend, it's like go for a run Saturday in the morning, come back, do the content. Sometimes now that Saturday you can find it's someone's birthday, what event here. So like go for that in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Then Sunday, church, check up on the biasharas a bit. Then I'll go back home.
Oh, that's so good.
So that's how
you manage. So you've actually grown your businesses to the point that they don't need you there to do
No,
it.
they
Oh, I
don't
love
do
that. So
Yeah,
they can just
yeah.
like run in the
it's easier,
background.
yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And at what points did you officially start taking content seriously, actually?
This was in
And I ask this because you've grown your account to over 18,000 followers. Actually, for anyone who doesn't know, you should do a shout out so that they can come follow you because you have great content.
I will after.
Yeah.
So what happened is I told you I wanted to be a model, right?
Yeah.
So I went for an audition and everyone in that room was like a celebrity back then. I was the only person who wasn't known. And of course I'm like, hey, okay. Like all these guys have done ads, they're on billboards and everything. Now for me, I'm like, what happens? So I remember, when they give you like somewhere to step, I don't pass this line. Oh, that guy was so rude. Oh my God. And I think it's because maybe my reasoning is no one knew me at the time. So I remember just going to sit down so that I can look at how the others are doing. Trust me, all of them passed that line. But then it was like, no, it's okay, just do it again. I was like, what? Is it because I'm not known or something? Like I don't have a brand or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Now I'm gonna do this. So I then now started taking it seriously. I was like, you're not going to invite me to your table? That's okay. I'll build mine. So that's how I was like, yeah, let me also now do my thing. Then they started coming.
I love that. Do you think that's a very common occurrence for smaller content creators?
Yeah, it happens. Like
Yeah.
that Mazarao doesn't make any sense to me, but it happens.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
But I feel like some people that I've reached out to, I mean, some of them are really nice because I'm also like, I guess what I would consider a small content creator.
Yeah.
So I think some of them are actually pretty nice. And some people will actually respond.
I've
to
actually
you.
realized a lot of people in this space are good people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think maybe somewhere along the line they just get corrupted. I think it's because maybe the ego thing, because you're like, now people know me, they aren't, so it kind of changes how they think. But in searching out, I've found most of them just being like really good people. Yeah,
And also sometimes I imagine like being a creator, you kind of don't know who to trust because you don't know what kind of information they're trying to get from you. So they may
especially the personal information.
right. So they might be like genuine people, but it's like I always gotta draw a line somewhere, you know?
I always like looking at them in bigger groups. That's how you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll see how the type of questions they're asking someone, then also their reactions and stuff.
Yeah.
That's when I'm always like, especially when they're with their friends, they ask something, then you can see them looking at each other like, now that's not a good
You
thing.
just know this. They want this
You're like, this one is just for the gossip. So
just for the gossip.
Yeah.
And with your content creation, I know right now you talked about wellness and personal development. Is that the gap you always wanted to fill as you got, or did that come over time? What gap did you want to fill when you were getting started?
I feel like at the time was more lifestyle.
Oh, I see.
There aren't a lot of lifestyle, even till now, there aren't a lot of lifestyle male content creators.
For sure.
Yeah, like who are doing also a lot of like, let's say, manly things. You get like working out, hiking and everything. It used to just be, just cars. So I was like, wait, but there's another aspect of life that's also in lifestyle. So I was like, yeah, let me feel that. The wellness bit comes really naturally to me.
Oh, nice.
I feel like it's a gift from God. It's like to inspire people, to uplift them, motivate them, encourage them. That comes natural.
Yeah.
So that on my TikTok is just do it.
And faith seems to be like a very big part of your life too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bila God, I like saying there's nothing. Like always at the forefront of everything I do.
Yeah.
It's played a very big role. I just like sitting and sometimes not asking. A lot of times we're always like, God, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this. But sometimes it's also just good to just sit and be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm living in a dream. Thank you. So
For how far I've come. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So faith is something for me.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's a grounding force for you too.
It is.
A lot of ways, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Someone gifted me this. I don't know if it can be seen, but it's like a rosary, but just like a band. And it was mostly because of faith. Yeah, like I think we were talking and everything, and she was like, "Wait, you really do love, like you're prayerful and God and everything." I was like, "Yeah."
I love that.
And they were like, "Have something."
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that's
got
why
this.
so much has worked out for you.
Amen. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah, amen. Was it hard for you putting out your ideas out there at first? When you just got, I know you already had that drive. Okay, I'm gonna do this, but I mean, you picking up your camera and then creating something and putting it out there. I mean, that can be pretty daunting, at first. Was it for you, or was it just that?
Can I say the truth?
Yeah.
It is till now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that makes me feel so much better.
It is till now. Sometimes, okay,
So it never goes away.
I don't think
It's
it
just
goes
like
away.
being on
Sometimes
stage.
you,
Yeah.
yes, like being on stage,
Yeah.
you'll feel the butterflies. Then you start, then it's like, now it goes.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes, like right now, I'm doing the 365 days
Yeah.
of daily content, like on TikTok. Some days I'm shooting and I'm like, why am I, like, isn't this weird?
I
because
feel that.
yeah, because sometimes I'm always like,
Yeah.
okay, what have I achieved for me to be able to give advice?
Yeah.
Right? Remember, at the same time, you have those thoughts of like, wait, I think my boss is gonna see this.
Yeah.
My family is gonna see this.
Yeah.
My friends are gonna see this. Strangers are seeing this. So sometimes they're like, how are they looking at me?
Yeah.
But then I feel like that's the natural human mentality. You just have to break it.
Yeah.
Because ideally, like, shame is a mindset.
True, actually. And you have to feel shame for there to actually be shame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then also you need to break the barrier so
Yeah.
that you move to the next level.
Yeah.
So having your why as to why you're doing the content, as to why you're doing different things will help a lot.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you started this podcast. You know what it wants.
Yeah.
Well, you want it to achieve, right? You want it to reach masses. You want people to learn from it and all that. At the end of the day, when you're posting that video during the first few times, they're going to be like, am I really? Then now even sometimes friends can bring those sly comments
So you really have to
inside.
shut out the noise.
You really have to.
Yeah.
It does affect you. I don't like when people say that I don't care. You get to that point where you don't care, but in the beginning, it does really affect you because you're like, damn, I thought you'll support me. You know, I thought like, you'll be on my team, but then now they just start making funny comments. Then afterwards, it works out. Then they're like, yeah, man, you started this. You're like, just go away. Just go away.
Not at this time.
Yeah, no, it's just go away. But I think it's still there.
Okay.
It happens.
No, thank you for that. And so
Yeah.
like, I was actually curious on how you go from 0 to over 18,000 actually. So I think, and you did it organically too, you
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't buy any
yeah.
followers.
Oh, I'm
So,
proud of that, by the way.
honestly,
Thank you,
no
thank you.
followers bought, like
Yeah.
all organic.
Yeah.
So I hear a lot of like perseverance, putting God first.
Yeah.
What else is the secret to doing that?
Good quality content.
Okay.
That's one thing I've seen. There's a difference between shooting with a low quality phone and a high quality phone. Trust me.
Yeah.
People would want to watch anything high quality. If it's something not high quality, they'll think it's even like a net issue. I think the internet is not working. Like, let me just scroll.
Yeah.
So that really works. Number 2, a strategy I use is relatability. I try give out things that are a bit relatable.
Yes.
So that people can engage more. So even if you're posting content that, luxury lifestyle, this and that, not many people will relate with that. But then if it's like your day to day, they're like, wait, I see this, I also do this, maybe just in a different way. So relatability also helps.
Yes.
I've not done it now. This one I've not done it for a long time, but collaborations also helped. Yeah.
With like bigger artists or just even
Upcoming.
That's so nice.
Because then again, now we're exchanging audiences.
Oh, right.
You get, my audience gets to know of you, yours gets to know of me.
Yeah.
So we exchange the audiences and that
cool.
you get. So that also grows. I think when starting out, if I'm honest, I tried DMing those like big celebrities. I'm like, I have this great idea. I feel like I can do it.
Yeah.
But I think I also kind of understand them. They maybe weren't seeing out of value they'll get. They were seeing they'll grow you, but there's nothing you'll do for them. So unless maybe they're just a good person, they showed up.
Yeah.
But for the rest, they'd say, yeah, then.
And you just do that over time consistently and the platform will grow on its own.
Exactly.
Okay. And how do you transition to the monetization piece? Is it usually like a number you hit and it's like, okay, now I can start monetizing my platform?
At the time when I was starting out,
Yeah.
I never saw any influencer get gigs with less than 10,000 followers. At the time.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm even seeing guys with like 5K
Really?
pushing,
Okay.
brands. So
Yeah.
I don't know what changed. But at the time, I remember when I was at 5K, I was like, damn, I just want another 5K. So like I can get a check and everything.
Yeah.
But I think the first check I got, I think I had like 9,000. So I was close to that 10. But that's the first one that I got. So monetizing, what I've seen, and I don't know if maybe I'm the best person to talk about this, but monetizing comes with brand placement.
Okay.
The more natural brand placement you get. So we are now here talking about product, that's finance and tech. If this was our daily content, it's so easy to tap into finance companies.
Right.
You get,
Yeah.
it's so easy to tell Absa, so easy to tell I&M, so easy to tell Safaricom, let's do this.
Yeah.
If it's tech again, you're talking about tech daily. So again, you can target that. So it's not something you're going out of your way to do,
Right.
but it's,
Yeah.
that's a mistake I did. At some point, I really wanted the money. So I started doing content focused on brands. But then I lost it. Even, I think the one comment I remember, I think it was at Concours, the car show. One, I was on, like, that was YouTube back then. And someone commented, hey, this one Miquel, no. And I felt like, whoa, they've noticed. You get like, because they can notice.
Oh, your audience.
Yeah, your audience can notice because they followed you for something.
Right.
But now you're trying to morph into this person because you are actually trying to eye this. And I was like, okay, this actually makes sense. I need to just go back to my content, then it'll find me. So when you're more in lifestyle, because now that's why I've gotten a lot of brands.
Yeah.
I do believe I dress well. I do my best. I do my best to dress well. So some brands will be like, wait, this guy dresses well. Like as a man, you clean up nice. You take care of your skin, take care of your hair. So you look at it and you're like, oh, they're skincare brands, clothes lines.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's also good to approach the
Oh, so
brand.
you do
Most
that
yes,
actually.
yeah. I think right now we're just in an ego world. Like it's everyone wants to be that.
Right. Like let them come to me.
Yeah, but then they wint all the time.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're starting out, go to a brand, tell them, I have this platform and I feel like I can work with you. And of course, you can't go there now starting to quote like very big amounts because of course the platform is still growing. But then at the same time, you're like, wait, I have this, you can exchange this. So most times the creators will think of themselves less. So, but you remember that, wait, I actually have an audience that is ready to listen to this couple of things or watch this thing. So I have this. Sometimes they might not pay you. Like
when you're
cash.
just getting started, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know now. I'm just talking about my time.
when that was back in 20...
I started this in 2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah, 2018.
About 8 years ago.
Yeah. So you'll find at the time, what I started with, I wasn't being paid.
Yeah.
I was like, let me push it, let me work with the content and everything. But see, the beauty of that is the next brand saw it. And they're like, oh yeah, we want to give you something, even if it's this 5,000. Yeah, do something for us. You've gotten your first deal. Then again, the third one will come because they're like, wait, we've seen you work with this and this and this. So sometimes I feel like that ego game of like, no, I'm not going to approach. I'm not really for it. If you're starting out, just humble yourself and continue. Even me at this particular moment, there are certain brands that I really love because I use them daily and I'm eyeing them. And I'm like, why not? Then they're like, oh yeah, but we've seen your content. No, that's the beauty of it. So someone in that marketing team will be like, yeah, we've actually seen your content. It's really good. So now I'm not doing it for free. No, they're like, we can give a budget for it.
Initiative, honestly.
It's all about initiative. That ego game, I don't know why it takes people, but...
And when you're reaching out, it can just be their Instagram page, it can be their email.
Exactly.
It can just be however you reach out.
Exactly. Even sometimes when you're seeing a brand host an event, go to that event. Because most likely in that event, you'll find the brand manager.
Especially if it's an open event.
Talk to them. Talk to them. Be like, I'd want to work with your content, with your products. This is what I do. They'll tell you, okay, this works, or they'll tell you this doesn't work. Then if it doesn't work, you can always ask, why doesn't it work? Then,
I love that. And as you grow your brand, over time, do you get like a social media manager? And then they help you with things like rate cards and things like that? Can you talk to other people in the industry and they can help you know like how much to even charge for specific campaigns? Are there like people that advise on that, or do you just like work with with your friends as you grow your circle?
I feel like it's salaries.
So it's just, you got to know how to negotiate.
Yeah, I just know how to negotiate. But sometimes if you have, like also, that's why it's also good to make friends in the industry. Then that way they'll be able to tell you, no, me charge this amount. But if I'm honest, people don't talk about it. It's open.
So just know how to negotiate.
You know, sometimes you can be in the same campaign. You're doing 150K and I'm doing 70.
Really?
It's mad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's actually crazy. So if Noah is telling you
to ask,
So sometimes then again now you'll find the people who will be like, wait, all of you should make like a good amount. But then other people will be like, no, me, I can take less. Like, it's okay, just bring it. Of course, they have their own circumstances and they need to, put bread and the food on the table and everything. But that also happens.
And I saw a very good content creator, actually, Eli Mwenda. On his page, he has put like rate cards.
The rate cards,
for anyone who may want to, who's growing a platform. I think on Eli Mwenda's page, he has like a highlight for that. So that was pretty cool. Okay, and as we wrap up on building credibility, you see, you have done it both online and offline. And what I mean by that is offline, with your everyday job, as well as online with like the audience that you've built. Is there any overlap that you've seen with building credibility or a brand, or just common themes or patterns you keep seeing for someone trying to build their brand both online and offline?
I think the number one thing is not knowing what you want. That's a key thing I've seen. people not knowing what they want will just have them confused in what type of brand they want to build. And you, of course, won't know 100% of, 100% this is who I am, because you're evolving, you're changing. However, there's always that personality that you want to bring out. You get? So for me, it's been a bit easy because I'm like, I want to entertain, but also educate and inspire. So everything that I'm doing, am I doing it in that level? Then again, you have the corporate side that you want to build and, go to the top.
Corporate ladder.
Exactly. So of course,
Yeah.
you need to also have a clean image. Try your best not to get into weird behaviors and stuff. So that's what I've seen. I think sometimes people just do anything and say anything. Maybe that's why sometimes they like saying it's good to bring shame back, because people just open their cameras and start, abusing other people. They're like, why? Like, why would you do that? But yeah, again, it's maybe that I think boils down to their personality, who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in the Bible, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think like whatever you see, most times also just a representation of what's on the inside.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I love that. Yeah. And actually, very last question as we close, we've talked about, your entrepreneurship side. We've talked about your product management side, your content creation. Like all these are multiple parts of your identity.
Yeah.
And do you ever feel the pressure to lean into one, or
Sometimes,
really?
sometimes I think it depends on the season in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes something can just go so wrong
Yeah.
and you're like, let me stay in corporate.
Ah,
You get?
yeah.
Then there are times that you feel everything going right. Like most things going right, you feel, you feel the love for yourself and for others, or also for others pouring into you.
Yeah.
Then that creativity comes. So you're like, wait a minute, like, let me create. So I've mostly noticed that, like, when I'm feeling maybe a bit low, sad, tired,
Yeah.
I don't like creating content. Yeah, I still will,
Yeah.
but I'm noticing that the oomph, that zeal isn't there as much.
Because sometimes also your audience can see through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm always like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
Then the times like I'm so happy, I'll just be like, wait, I can shoot this in a different way. Then you're like, wait, why am I shooting? Because you're happier.
Yeah.
So that's creativity. So sometimes, yeah, I go through those phases where I'm like, don't want to post like 2025, like the first half. Oh, it was so tough for me with everything. I don't think I was creating as much.
Oh, okay.
I was trying my best to still,
Yeah.
put that, still remain relevant and push things and post things, but I wasn't there as much. So I was like, I need something else. So now I was deep in corporate. I was like, let me just focus on this. Let me try. Let me push. Yeah. Then afterwards, things got better. I became creative. I was like, what's happening?
So seasons. So you
Seasons.
never want to ever leave any of the three. You just want to always, maybe
Yeah.
seasons around
It's
it.
seasons, like
around it,
there are times I'll go so much into this, other times I'll go so much into this,
Okay, I
then other times I'll be able to balance. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh my God, this has been such a lovely episode.
Same.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming and for
Thank you
creating time to
very
do
much.
this. We've learned so much from you. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate so much. It feels so funny being the one talking.
I know.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm always like listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this
it's
was
so
nice.
interesting.
This
You're
was
very
nice.
eloquent. It's so easy to have like a conversation with you. So
you.
you should
Thank you.
definitely be on that side more. I think so.
Yeah, wild stages. Wild stages.
Yeah. Wait,
Thank
do
you
a
very
shout out
much.
to your Instagram though.
Oh.
You were gonna do that.
Oh, thank you for
Yes.
that. Thank you for watching. My name is Miguel Wakubwa. On socials, it's the other way around, Wakubwa_Miguel on Insta and TikTok.
Yes. And I will definitely put it on the screen and on the description too. But thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Talks on Your Timeline. I've been your host, Aline Marugi. Hope to catch you right here on our next one. Bye.